Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLuga. Thanks so much for being here. Thursday, August 21st, your Jacksonville Jaguars do have joint practices today in Miami against the Miami Dolphins. We will be providing an update on that. I'm not going to be there, right? I'm not going down to Miami for this one, but we will be providing an update on that later today based on some of the great reporting we're going to get from some of the other Jaguars media members and people in Miami. So yeah, I will have an update on that. But right now I did want to talk a little bit more about Joshua Cephus and the Jaguars wide receiver room. So that's what we're going to do. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. You can also check out genjag.com/shop. Pick up some new Duval gear. Shirt I'm wearing right now, Trevor MVP, up on the site. Lots of other cool stuff. Again, really appreciate y'all supporting the channel. All the kind words in the comments means the world to me. Wouldn't rather be doing anything else. So Joshua Cephus, undrafted free agent by the Jaguars last year. He sustained an injury, and the Jags waived him with a injury designation yesterday. Didn't practice yesterday, and a very unfortunate fan tweeted out, "Oh, he made the roster. He's not practicing." Well, really? It's quite the opposite. Sustained an injury, presumably on Tuesday. He did practice Tuesday in full and then did not practice yesterday and then was waived by the team with an injury designation, which, it really stinks because Cephus was a fan favorite. He was somebody who started off this training camp incredibly hot. It felt like every single day he was making a play down the field, whether that was going up for a contested catch or creating separation at the line of scrimmage and streaking down the field and being hit by a quarterback fairly open. So it stinks. He was a guy that, at UTSA dominated lower level of competition in college, but he had length. He had explosiveness off the line of scrimmage. He didn't have great long speed. I thought he was developing nicely, and this doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the road for the Jaguars and Joshua Cephus, but it does mean he's probably not going to play this year, right? So he looked early on in camp like he was going to be wide receiver 5. I told y'all yesterday before the news came out that I thought that wide receiver 5 was getting a little bit more of an intense competition between him, Austin Trammell, and Trenton Irwin. There's some other guys on the roster fighting as well. Eli Pankol's still there. Cam Camper, Dorian Singer has made plays. But it looked like wide receiver 5 was going to be between Joshua Cephus, Austin Trammell, Trenton Irwin. Irwin and Trammell have a lot of experience in this league. They're not like the same prototype, even though they're both white wide receivers, and that's not the most common thing in the world. They're not like the same prototype. Irwin has a little bit more length, a little bit more size to him. Trammell, undersized, but quick, effective route runner. Both of those guys feel like they can contribute on special teams, especially Austin Trammell. And both of them are kind of like just workman-like. Felt like Joshua Cephus had a little bit higher ceiling, a little bit more talented playmaker, but unfortunately, not going to get to see that, at least this year. So it really is just a crappy situation there. Now for the Jaguars offense, was wide receiver 5 going to be like this massive impact player? I don't think so. So for the Jags really moving into the 2025 regular season, it's not as much of an issue for them as it is just like fans that really liked Joshua Cephus and Cephus getting a chance to, grow and continue to learn and develop this year. He's going to have to deal with his injury. And I will say, he was moving around out there, walking around. It's not like this guy has like a torn ACL, I wouldn't say, something like that, right? So we'll see what ends up happening with him, but the Jaguars can always bring him back, potentially. But for now, for the Jaguars, like, what does this mean? Again, I think it's probably Trenton Irwin, Austin Trammell fighting for wide receiver 5 right now. How important is wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6 if they keep a 6 receiver? I don't know that they will. to a Liam Cohen offense, I mean, you've seen he's willing to utilize a lot of different guys. And last year in Tampa, that was partially by necessity because you had injuries to your top two receivers at times last year. But I don't know how important it is to have like a wide receiver 5 that can impact the offense with Liam Cohen. There's a few different reasons why. I don't know how important it is. For one, like usually the back of the roster wide receivers, their more important role is special teams. 2, you have a lot of players at different spots that are not wide receivers that can really help out your passing game. And your top 4, I feel like, is really good. I think Parker Washington is proving that he is a really, really good 4th receiver. And you love Brian Thomas Jr., you love Travis Hunter. De'Ami Brown can be an effective role player in this offense as well. Then you look at the fact that you have Brenton Strange, who I think is a very good receiving tight end, safety valve type of player. You have Travis Etienne, who can be a very effective receiver out of the backfield. We've seen that throughout training camp. You've seen that over the last couple years of his career. LeQuint Allen, really good back at receiving. And Bashal Tutin, I think, can get the job done there too. So the only back that's probably going to make your team that you feel sus about his hands is Tank Bigsby. But the other 3, I think you can look at and say, man, these guys can really be impactful in the passing game. And not just out of the backfield and not just Brenton Strange lined up at tight end. Effectively, I think you could utilize any of those players as a slot receiver or even align them out wide. I think that Liam Cohen's offense and Liam Cohen's mind for offense probably gives you the ability to not really need a wide receiver 5, even if you had an injury. And I'm not saying they won't keep 5 wide receivers. They will definitely keep at least 5. But to not have a big-time wide receiver 5, and what teams really do, that can impact your starting offense in a big way if there's injuries, I think that the best course of action, honestly, for the Jags would be kind of pivoting what the goal is offensively or how to achieve that goal if there's injuries at receiver. I think you focus more on getting Brenton Strange the ball, getting Tutin and Allen and Etienne the ball in space, and being a really good running team as well. And then you've also got the ability to have 12 personnel out on the field, and Hunter Long's hands kind of hit or miss at times, but he's definitely somebody who has the athleticism and length to be like a seam stretcher, to be an effective target down the field. Johnny Munt, Quentin Morris is proving himself as well. So I don't think this is a big blemish for the Jaguars in terms of their outlook in 2025. It just stinks for Joshua Cephus, who is going to have to, get back from injury now. I think that if he clears waivers, they could revert him to injured reserve. I think that's how that works. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but this is by no means like the end of Joshua Cephus in Jacksonville or the end of his career or anything like that. You never know. With undrafted free agents, it's a cutthroat league. I think he has the talent to definitely continue to compete. So hopefully see him in Jacksonville, but definitely, if not Jacksonville, hopefully somewhere else. So that's kind of where we're at with the wide receiver spot. I think again, with your top 4, you have guys that can get it done. With Brenton Strange, you can get it done. Travis Etienne, Tutin, Allen. So there's plenty of pass catchers on this roster. And I think that Liam Cohen is going to figure out the best ways to utilize those skill sets. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.